Have you ever wondered how some people always seem to get noticed, prioritized, and valued by everyone around them? What if I told you that the secret lies not in manipulation, but in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism? In this video, we're diving deep into 7 powerful steps rooted in Stoic philosophy that will help you make people give you priority every single time. Stay tuned to learn how mastering yourself can influence how others treat you. Step 1. Build genuine relationships. One of the main ideas of Stoicism is that relationships are very important. To get ahead, you must first make deep, important connections with other people. Stoicism stresses being respectful, kind, and honest with other people. These ideas should guide your relationships because people are more likely to put others first if they feel truly linked to them. To build real connections, you have to do more than just superficial things. Stoicism tells us to value each person for what they are, instead of seeing them as a means to an end. This is in line with the Stoic idea of sympathia, which means that all people are linked. By recognizing this link, you can build real relationships with them that will automatically make you the most important person in their lives. It takes time and work to build a real connection. You should be interested in what the other person is doing, listen carefully, and be present when you talk to them. Think about it. Are you really talking to the other person, or are you just waiting your turn? Stoics think that being fully present in every moment helps people connect on a deeper level. Also, being honest is good for relationships. People will be more likely to put you first if they believe that you are being honest and that your goals are good. Being real is important in Stoicism because it is related to the virtue of telling the truth. Tell the truth about what you want and need, but also think about what other people need. People will naturally put you first if they see that you care about them as individuals. If you want to build real connections, you need to be patient. You can't rush building trust and a relationship. Stoicism teaches us to be patient, which is especially important when it comes to relationships. Don't rush the process of making ties. As you keep working on these relationships, people will naturally give you more attention and importance because they feel like you understand and value them. Step 2. Prove yourself reliable and trustworthy. After making real connections with people, the next step is to show that you can be counted on. Stoicism stresses how important virtue is, and one important part of being virtue is being reliable. People will put you first if they know they can count on you, so being consistent is key to getting people to put you first in their lives. Socrates says that fortitude, which means courage and character power, is one of the 4 cardinal virtues. Being brave means being there when you're supposed to be, keeping your promises, and doing what you say you'll do. For people to put you first, they need to know they can always count on you. This makes people trust each other, and confidence is what makes priorities possible. Being reliable isn't just about making big moves. People will know they can count on you if you do little things over and over again. Keep your word if you say you will. Remember the due date you set. You show that you are a person of your word by doing this. Stoicism stresses the importance of being honest, which means that your deeds should match your words. As you show that you can be trusted, you should also protect the trust that others have in you. Don't spread rumors. Keep private information private, and be someone who looks out for other people's weak spots. The bond of trust is weak and hard to fix once it's been broken. Stoicism says that we can't change what other people do, but we can change how we react and act. Be aware of how you act at all times, but especially when someone trusts you. Being reliable means always doing the same thing. You have to show up over and over, not just once or twice. If you are reliable just once, no one will notice, but if you are reliable all the time, you will stand out. People will automatically give you more attention over time because they know they can trust you. Once you earn this trust, people will simply put you ahead of other people in their lives. Step 3. Communicate clearly and politely. To get people to give you their attention, you need to be able to communicate clearly. Socrates thought that talking to others was a way to show knowledge. Being wise helps us know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it so that it meets our needs and the needs of others. Communication that is clear, polite, and respectful will help people put you first. To communicate clearly, you need to be honest about what you want and what you expect. If people don't know what you need from them, it won't put you first. Stoicism tells us that we shouldn't be afraid to say what we think, but we should do it clearly and calmly. Don't use general words. Be clear when you need help or want to set standards. People will find it easier to help or back you if you are clear. But talking to someone isn't the only thing conversation is. It's also about hearing. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." As you try to communicate clearly, keep in mind that part of being important is also hearing what other people have to say. People are more likely to put you first if they feel like you've heard them. Another important part of Stoic conversation is being polite. Stoics believe that people should treat each other with care, even when things go wrong or when they disagree. Be kind and respectful to other people when you talk to them. Someone who is rude, condescending, or disrespectful will not get ahead. Being cool and collected shows others that you value them, which leads to more respect and prioritization between people. Emotional intelligence is also needed for good conversation. Stoicism teaches us to control our feelings and think about what we're going to say before we say it. Pay attention to your tone of voice and body language when you talk. Remember that the way you talk to people can make all the difference in whether they are willing to put you first, even if you are angry or impatient. Even when things are tough, staying cool and collected will make a good impression that lasts. Step 4. Help others. Stoicism stresses how important it is to help other people be happy and healthy. Being helpful and giving is one of the best ways to get people to put you first. That you care about other people's happiness and well-being is shown by your willingness to help them. This act of kindness makes people feel good, which makes them easily put you first in return. There are lots of different ways to help others, from offering to do their work or just being there for them emotionally. As the Stoic principle Sympatheia says, we are all part of a bigger group, and helping others is good for everyone. When you help other people, you not only make their lives better, but you also make your relationships stronger. People are more likely to help you out when you need it because these bonds are stronger. Stoicism, on the other hand, tells us to help others without asking anything in return. It is very important. When you help someone just to get something in return, it's not real and is self-serving. Doing good things just because they are good is what Stoic virtue is all about. People will sense when you help them out of true kindness, and they will naturally be more likely to put you first without feeling manipulated. Helping others can also show how valuable you are. Stoicism says that our worth comes from what we do for other people and society. You show that you are an important part of other people's lives by giving them your skills, time, or resources. Over time, people will realize how much you impact their health and happiness, which will make you more important in their lives. Helping others makes you feel good about yourself too. Stoicism tells us not to help others if we expect something in return, but it is natural for people who have been kind and helpful to want to return the favor. Because of this natural sense of exchange, people will put you first because they are thankful for the help you've given them. Step 5. Respect others' time. Showing respect for other people's time is a strong way to get them to give you their attention. Stoicism says that respecting other people shows that you respect yourself. People value their time very highly, and if you show them that you value it, they will likely value it back. Respecting other people's time means showing up on time, not talking or doing things that don't need to be done, and realizing that their time is just as important as yours. Stoics believe that we should be disciplined and efficient with our time, as well as with the time of others. Being aware of how you spend someone's time shows that you care about them as a person. People will put you ahead of others if you show that you value their time. This is because they know that you won't waste their time. A lot of people are busy, and they enjoy it when others respect their time and plans. This makes people believe and depend on you, which are both important for getting ahead in other people's lives. Being ready is one way to show care for other people's time. Being ready for something shows that you value the other person's time and want to make the most of it, whether it's a meeting, a conversation, or a job you've been given. Stoicism tells us to live our lives with purpose and intention, and this also applies to how we treat other people. When you're ready to go, other people will notice and be glad that you took the time to be ready. Respecting other people's time also means being aware of limits. It's important to know when someone might not be able to put you first at a certain time because everyone has limits. Stoicism tells us to accept things that are out of our control, and other people's time and attention are sometimes those things. Respecting their limits shows that you are mature and understand, which will make people value and prioritize you more in the future. Step 6. Show the value you bring. Stoicism says that virtue is the best thing that can happen, and one way to live virtuously is to show other people how valuable you are to them every day. People must see and understand the unique worth you bring in order to put you first. It's not enough to just be helpful. You need to show that your presence and efforts are important. Doing well at what you're good at is one way to show how valuable you are. The philosophy of Stoicism helps us learn about ourselves and what we can do. Figure out what skills, gifts, and information you have and use them to help other people. When people see that you constantly add value, they will naturally prioritize you because they know how important what you bring is. This is true in your professional life, your friendships, and your personal relationships. Still, it's important to stay humble. Stoicism tells you to be humble. You should show how valuable you are, but you should do it with grace and modesty. People are more likely to give someone more attention if they are both sure of their skills and humble about how they do things. Let what you do speak for itself. By doing great work without drawing attention to yourself, you build an image as someone who makes a big difference without always needing praise. Being able to change is part of showing value. Things can change in life, and so can other people's wants. Stoicism tells us to be open to change and flexible. You show that you are a useful resource in many ways by being flexible and ready to help out when needed, even if it's not your normal area of expertise. Because you can do many things, you are not only valued but also depended upon. Showing worth means always being the same. It takes work to show your worth, just like it takes work to be reliable. There is a constant need to show that you bring something new and useful to the table. Over time, being consistent will help you build a good image. This will make it more likely that people will give you priority because they know that what you're doing is important. Step 7. Express genuine gratitude. Stoics believe that being thankful is important, and telling people you're thankful is one of the best ways to get their attention. When people feel like they are valued, they are more likely to give more to those who show real thanks. Aristotle taught us to be grateful for what we have and the people who help us along the way. Thanking someone is easy. Just say thank you. But it should always be true. They can tell when someone isn't being sincere about their thanks, and fake appreciation can make people angry instead of grateful. Stoicism tells us to be honest in everything we do, and this includes how we show our gratitude. People can tell when you're truly thankful, and that makes the bond stronger. Being thankful also starts a good circle. People are more likely to keep helping you and putting you first in the future if you show them you appreciate them. It lets them know that you appreciate their work and don't take their help or care for granted. The idea of Stoicism tells us to notice the good things in our lives and to thank the people who help us succeed. Stoicism not only encourages showing thanks to others, but it also encourages showing gratitude to yourself. Having a grateful attitude makes you more aware of the help and support you get from other people. Being aware of this makes you more humble and grateful, which in turn makes your relationships stronger and makes people more likely to put you first. So, you should show thanks all the time, not just when someone does something nice for you. Thanking people for even the smallest things they do shows that you are aware of and value their work, no matter how big or small. Over time, showing gratitude regularly will make others feel important, and they'll put you first because they know you enjoy what they do. Following the Stoic principles and doing these 7 things will naturally make you someone that others want to spend time with, building real relationships, showing that you can be relied on, communicating clearly and politely, helping others, respecting their time, showing how valuable you are, and showing genuine gratitude. Stoicism tells us that we can't change how other people act, but we can change how they react to us by practicing virtue and living with honesty.